What's up, all you cats and kittens out there? I'm Duuz-Diz-Din coming at you once again with my good friend and co host.
Man with the iron giblet.
You damn right. Coming at you again with another episode of Talking 2D, the show that talks all about all things illustration, animation. As long as it's entertainment, we talk about it. And as per usual, our first discussion is about One Piece, Chapter 1005. Let's
This is
jump
just
in.
about the only thing the two of us keep up with.
I mean, yeah, but it's One Piece. One Piece is always fun to talk about.
This is not inaccurate.
Like, it's such a massive wealth of different information and stuff like that, but yeah, the lore, the characters, the relationships, like it's all fire, man. I could talk about it for days.
Like I always say, it slaps. Everyone's just afraid.
And speaking of slapping, our current chapter. Tell me, my friend, what did you think about the brutality of Black Maria?
It does not surprise me to see that one of Kaido's biggest players, the Toby Roppo, is a merciless monster of a person. The fact that she embodies a quite literal Japanese demon is, well, it's an excellent touch in terms of horror and in suspense.
Hmm.
I don't remember off the top of my head what her devil fruit is supposed to be. It was a mythical zone type. I remember that much. A spider fruit, if I remember correctly.
Yes, not gonna say the name just because, yeah, look it up. If you don't know, look it up at some point and try saying that out loud. I dare you. I double dog dare you, motherfucker. It is the most complex name I have ever seen for something, and I'm just not ever gonna bother with it. I've tried saying it before, and it is literally a nightmare. But
um,
needless to say, ancient scorpion. Very ancient.
yeah. Um, anyway, that fucking ancient scorpion, as it turns out, I thought it was a spider.
Oh, right.
Anyway,
Ancient spider. Ancient
yeah,
spider.
yeah, ancient spider woman, Black Maria. First off, I love me a giant woman. Second, I hate that she's a giant spider. I still not totally sure what all her women servants, Lynn, whatever the fuck they are. I'm not really sure what they are, but I'm sure Robin and Brooke are gonna make short work of them in the next chapter. We'll get to that in a second, though. I want to talk more about Black Maria. You know, she's definitely menacing. I'll give her that. But the thing is, it's because she's a woman that Sanji refuses to fight her. If
Yeah.
this weren't the case, it'd be a whole different ball game. But I like that we're going in this direction because it's been far, far too long since Robin's really had a chance to shine, and I'm actually excited to see it. Her devil fruit is it's always been nothing short of incredible when it comes to practical applications, not just outside of combat utility, but you know, even in combat. It's pretty incredible. The only problem is she's always using it for crowd control, which is very useful. But we never see her really do one-on-one combat against big name players who wouldn't just fall for that easy shit. Because I mean, she makes it look very easy, but I'd like her to I'd like her to use that on somebody, for example, like Black Maria, and see how it works. Especially with those spider powers, that shit. She's got a Contessa thing going on.
Yes. Ooh. Gotta throw in that Sly Cooper reference somewhere.
Hey, it's the best way I can describe it. But seriously, for anybody who doesn't get what I mean, picture like a centaur, but instead of a horse, it's a spider.
But in
Sounds
that
like a thing of
case,
nightmares, right?
in that case, it doesn't have a mouth at the abdomen, which I'm still kind of questioning.
Don't think too hard about it.
Oh,
I'm trying not to.
I'm sorry. I'm already thinking about it, and I'm just like, mm. So, does it count as sex or is it a blowjob?
I don't want to think about it because I am not a fan of spiders.
Oh man. Even still, I love the fact that she has that real possessive monster vibe going on, especially with all the people she has tied up in the back of the room that are all just like, oh, we love only Miss Black Maria, nothing else. It's just like, Jesus Christ, she tried to have her own male harem going on here.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if that's a harem or a food supply.
I mean,
Both.
we haven't been clued into her actually eating them, so hard to tell. I mean, hell, if anything, once she's done with them, she probably feeds them to her spider coochie.
Uh, you kind of cut out there, so I lost. I lost like most of what you said.
No worries. Um, I do enjoy the fact that Sanji has gotten more used to actually calling out for help when he really needs it, because we really do have that. It's kind of like a callback to Enel's lobby where, he was so desperate to try to take down Caulifla and all that, but ultimately Nami had to step in and she read him the riot act on that one, basically saying, look, if it goes against your way of doing things, just ask for help where you need it.
Well, it seems like he's learned that lesson.
Yeah.
And who better for this callback to really apply to than Robin, of all
Uh,
people, who, ironically enough, also at Annie's lobby, called to help from the Straw Hats.
exactly. Just repaying a long overdue favor. And man, that entrance that she had though, where it's just like, what is it? When someone does horrible things to my friends, the demon part of me starts to emerge. It's like, that does something for me.
That was both hot and terrifying. I'm scare roused.
It really kind of harkens back to like the first time we ever saw Robin, where she appears on the Straw Hat ship just out of nowhere and manages to easily disarm them with little next to no effort.
She has that kind of presence.
It's just nice to see it back in play finally.
Yeah, right. This has been long overdue for Robin. I'm excited to see where we go next. Let's not forget her support, backing her up on the rear here. My man, Soul King Brook.
Oh yes. It's good to see Brooke involved as well, because something that I've always kind of wanted is more tag teams with the Straw Hats going in on a, I guess more trickier, stronger opponent, we don't get enough of that, and I feel like the Straw Hats should do that more when they're up against someone who might be a little too much for them to handle at some point. But this is nice.
It was also actually really nice to see the return of usage in Brooks' Soul Solid. I I thought that trick was the coolest goddamn thing ever, and I thought, holy shit, this makes his Devil Fruit OP as shit, and I love it. I I just wish I could have seen more of it, and now I'm getting that, and that just makes me a very happy Brook fanboy.
Yes. Honestly, Brook, a very underrated character, but every once in a while, he gets that one nice moment of shine where he's just like, I'm just gonna step in real quick, help out, and go about my day. It's just like, thank you, Brook. You are a service to your crew. We also get to see what a lot of the other goings on is. Apparently, Scratchman Apu is back up and going at it with X Drake,
Oh yeah, that's right. Kind of want to see where that ends up.
right? He recovered pretty fast, honestly.
Sure, but now this is the second round for Apu, whereas like what Drake's on his like he's still probably on his first wind.
Yeah, he's fresh as a daisy. At most, he took down one of the numbers and clashed a little bit with Zoro. Went chasing Apu around a little bit. He really hasn't been doing much.
Yeah, so Apu better make this round mean something, otherwise someone might be booted from the worst generation.
Mm, it's hard to say, honestly. We also get to see King going up against Marco, which honestly I'm kind of disappointed. I was really hoping that it was going to be Sanji to go up against King.
Got Jack to deal with.
Yeah, but at the same time, Jack's already coming off fresh off of an ass kicking, so it's hard to say if Jack is actually going to be a challenge for Sanji.
To be fair, so is Sanji.
Yeah, but I've seen Sanji go through worse. Like, it's
You
not
know
like
how it's gonna end.
does that.
Let's be real. Jack will probably give Sanji a hard time, but if Sanji's what's standing between Jack and the vassals staying alive, I'm not. I don't care what Jack thinks he's got. I'm my money's on Blackleg.
Yeah, but I guess ultimately when it comes to me, Jack has kind of been a little bit of a disappointment in a lot of these fights because it's just like, man, he had such a strong introduction. Oh, it's Jack the Drought. He stamps out life wherever he goes. He tortured Nekomamushi and Inuarashi. He cut off Inuarashi's leg. He cut off Nekomamushi's hand. He decimated Zoe. He caused all this chaos. And it's just such a great introduction. But after he got taken down by Zunisha, oh, he's been on the lowest end of the totem pole when it comes to the heavy hitters, honestly.
A run for his money at best, but ultimately fail
Yeah.
because thematically it would make more sense because with everything you've said in mind, it's just like, okay, he's committed some pretty horrible atrocities. He's paid for them almost immediately. And since then, he's been looking like kind of a bitch.
Mm.
Why do we give a fuck about this guy? This is his chance to just casually remind everybody this is why you give a fuck about this guy. I'm actually kind of a big deal. I'm
I,
actually a threat.
I fucking hope so. Like I want to be impressed by Jack. I guess it's just like I just want to feel something for the Mammoth Boy. We also get a reminder that Jinbei and Who's Who are going at it, Frankie and Sasaki are going at it, Nami and Usopp are still probably being chased by Ulti and Page 1, all that good stuff.
So it's looking like Usopp and Nami are going to have to deal with Ulti and Page 1. I also love the fact that as soon as Nami heard Sanji calling out for help, it's just like, oh, you must be up against a woman again.
Of course. Dude, I even love that moment where Sanji's been freed and he's just like, oh, I gotta go and help Kinemon in their group. For some strange reason, I can't see myself winning there. And without missing a beat, Robin and Brooke is just like, yeah, we know.
We know. We got this, bro. Gotta step in for old Simp King.
Right? Oh man, and Robin, that slap she delivered to Black Maria's face. Like, I know Black Maria wasn't expecting that to come at her, but man, she got knocked the fuck on her ass. Like, that was a hell of a smack.
I think Robin just took out some years of repression on Black Maria right in that fucking moment.
I am curious how this fight is going to go, though.
You ever just like try to kill a bug with your bare hand? Probably something like that.
I mean,
just much fucking larger.
See, problem with that analogy is that at that point I've left. I've burnt the house down and left.
Well, that's the thing. Robin's got the hands big enough that like she doesn't actually have to do that.
Just too creepy. Nah, I don't want to deal with the spider that big.
Believe it or not, I agree with you. I'm just saying that it's going to be hilarious. Well, I don't know about hilarious, but it's going to be very satisfying to watch.
It's going to be limbs all over the place.
Is it weird to say that I'd be into it?
Yeah, it's someone's fetish.
It's hot.
And the last thing in this chapter was just Yamato and Shinobu and Momonosuke just making their way out. Will they fight someone? Who knows? Hard to say.
Something has to happen with them because, like, it's a little too easy for them right now. I feel like there has to be something. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point? Like, obviously, you need to get Momonosuke to safety, but, you know, that just means he's still in the shit. You don't just get out of the shit that easily.
Yeah, it has been kind of weird because we're really kind of starting to solidify a lot of the matchups at this point. And, like, everybody else is kind of involved in something. Also, Queen has disappeared. I'm wondering where he went off to. But, maybe Yamato will end up fighting Queen. Maybe, possibly, a little bit, kinda.
I kind of like that idea.
I kind of figured that maybe Queen would go after Chopper to stop him from making the antidote, but kind of hard to say.
Believe, but I think Chopper's pretty well covered. Like, he's not the only doctor in that area.
Yeah, also have Miyagi and Tristan.
Yeah, so they're going off of his instruction more than anything. Excuse me, I'm eating Hershey Kisses.
Stuff your face like a bastard.
Like a rat bastard.
But all in all, a pretty decent chapter. Good time. Nice setup. Everyone kind of called it on the Black Maria thing, but let's be honest, who couldn't? Because Oda Oda fell into an old tendency that he's always had, and that's have the females fight it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, as long as they're both attractive, he has them fight it out. If they're not, you get situations with like Alvida or well, Miss Valentine got her ass beat. Eh. Well, Alvida, Jola, Big Mom. Yeah. If you're an attractive woman, you only have to fear other women most times.
Yeah. I mean, even when Luffy tried hitting like Albedo when she was beautiful, it just slipped right off of her because of her fucking ridiculous ass powers.
I feel like that says something. We're the first female that we're introduced to with a devil fruit, and it's literally, you can't touch me. Hmm. I don't know how to feel about that.
Like, I know you want to, but you can't.
You can have none of this sexy body.
Question.
Answer?
If you do manage to, like, do her, how do you think it feels?
Like a slip and slide. You asked for that response.
That's fair.